We'd like to welcome each and every individual to Voices of Integrity podcast for Action Vision Team Coaching, and we're going to dive right in. Stephen, we had a great session last time. You're, I'm sure, like thinking all week, what am I going to come and be prepared for today? So, what did you come prepared for today, and what you wanted to accomplish, Stephen?
Staying warm and out of the snow.
Okay. Well, I guess you've been successful then. If you're warm and staying out of the man, this coaching session is a lot more effective than what I thought it was. Um, I was thinking more like what you wanted to accomplish as a result of participating in today's session.
I don't know. I read the white paper that was sent to me, but I
Nice.
didn't get a chance to do much more with it than read it because I didn't have a pen with me when I read it.
Okay. So, and which white paper? Which white paper was that?
Oh, there's more than one. Patience, I think.
Oh, Patience the Silent Killer. Yep. Okay. And what do you think of that white paper?
It was all right. I don't know.
Did you walk away with anything? New insights, questions, thoughts?
It's things I've heard before. Um, the language was a little different, but
Okay. So, 1 to 10, 1 to 10, how would you rate how good of a listener you would be?
are you asking me?
Yes, sir.
Probably a seven.
Nice. And what would be one thing you think you could improve on your listening skills?
Um, I don't know.
Hmm. Are you familiar with the concept of the next dimension principle?
No.
And so if we ask somebody what's a higher number, a 2 or 9, people are going to naturally say, well, nine's higher. Actually, let me get that up for us here.
Depends on if you want to be number one or if you're counting up from another.
Right. So if there's 10 levels of proficiency in a dimension, let me get the visual because the visual will help us to understand what we're
You can
talking
bring it
about.
up, but I can't read anything that's on that visual on my phone.
Oh, you're on your phone. Gotcha. Okay.
All I see is this little tiny, smaller than ants.
Yeah, the phone will make it a little bit harder. Um, and two, you can pretty much visualize it. So, if there's 10 levels in a dimension, 10 is not perfection, 10 is masteries of that dimension. So once we hit a 10, we move to a higher, level. And so a 2 in the next dimension could be actually higher than a 9 in the previous dimension. And so you think you're a 7, and you probably are in the dimension that you're in, but there's another dimension that if you go into that next dimension, it's going to help you to see things, you've never seen, heard things you've never heard before. It's pretty interesting. So, so Anita will get you over white paper number 1-4, and that's clear communication. So in communicating, what we do is we go ahead and there's a white paper on it. There's a podcast on it too that kind of goes through it. And so the white paper and clear communication, um, based on our personality. So each one of the personalities are going to go ahead and have strengths in communication, and each one will have weaknesses. So the white paper goes through, and in ideal, what you do is ideally when you're reading the white paper, you're taking notes. So having a pen and paper there, or by a computer, and then send it over to me and whoever else, John and Elaine or Anita, whoever. And then in managing up and out, what the first thing you do is share what your thoughts are about the paper. Then you say, what did I learn? What action am I going to take from what I learned? And then what do I need to learn next? So part one is communication and speaking, and it goes through the different personality types to help us to learn how to communicate to different people based on their personalities. Part two in communications is listening, how to be a better listener. So if somebody has to tell us twice to do something, we're either not a good listener or we're not good at taking notes. And so one of the principles I found that have created tremendous success in my career is that I try to always have my journal and a pen handy so I can always take notes in what I'm doing. And I still do that to this day. And so there's a whole bunch of things. The white paper looks like it's only 8 pages. So it's fairly short, 8, 9 pages. But then there's 30 pages, roughly 30 pages of question and answer. On any of the white papers, Stephen, if it doesn't work, for sure, email me and say, hey, this white paper doesn't work. Or if you have any questions on it that aren't answered in it or you're not sure about it, that's how they get better. Is people go ahead and say, hey, what about this? Or I didn't understand this or whatever. That's how the white papers get better. Does that make sense, Stephen?
I think so, because last week when it didn't work, I sent Anita a message and she got me a link that would work then.
Nice. Good. All right. Cool. Excellent. Jemima, what would you like to accomplish today?
Finishing up with my invoicing, paying invoices
Okay.
for one thing.
Okay. What do you think the biggest challenge that the company is facing right now?
Oh, maybe getting out the W-2s and I don't know, stuff. Just staying on track.
Gotcha. Is that just a people resource or is it a process or something
It's
else?
just the process that we need to get them done.
Okay. Gotcha. Homer, what would you like to accomplish today?
It's Jerry.
I'd love to get all the sales tax done.
And is there anything we can do to help you on that? Is it a system, process, people, resources? What's the challenge?
It's just that this is January, so I got the monthly, early monthly, and the annual filers, and it's just a whole bunch of them.
Okay. All right. So it's just a matter of getting it done.
Yeah.
So if we finish this, team coaching session 15 minutes early, you'd be fine with that.
I would.
Okay, we'll do that. Paul, anything you'd like to accomplish today?
Sorry, get payroll done.
Okay. Anything specifically on this particular call? Are you in the same
Sorry.
Homer's in?
Yes and no.
Okay. All right. How are you doing on roll 20? I'm overwhelmed. Is that better or worse, the same?
Well, I'm very overwhelmed.
Okay. Are you enjoying being overwhelmed or not so much?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. So for me, I've learned to enjoy being overwhelmed. Anybody have any questions?
Why, Mark?
Yeah, good question. Well, if I'm going to be overwhelmed anyways, I might as well enjoy it, right?
Sure. Never getting bored that way.
Right. So, it's kind of like the principle of there's no problems, there's only opportunities. So when we were homeschooling all 7 of our kids, we didn't in our homeschooling, we didn't have math problems. We had math opportunities. Seriously, true story. Because the brain, what happens with the brain is when there's a problem, the brain naturally, this is brain science, the brain naturally shuts down. And so the brain naturally shuts down. Well, when you have a problem, you don't want your brain shutting down. Like, that's when it needs to kick in and really perform at a high level. So rather than look at it as a problem and have my brain shut down, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and activate the brain and get excited about the problem, about being overwhelmed, because then my brain's going to kick in the endorphins, the dopamine, the epinephrine, all of the chemicals, all the things in the brain are going to kick in. And when I do that, I'm going to find a better, faster, more efficient way to do it. I'm going to go ahead and be more focused. I'm going to make less mistakes. I'm going to go ahead and succeed at a higher level. So what I have learned to do is just trick my brain. So that's one half of it. So I just like, ooh, I'm really excited. I'm overwhelmed. There's a good overwhelmed, bad overwhelmed, or it's just how we respond to overwhelmed. Now, the other thing that I'll do is I will go ahead, and that's in the white paper too. I'm overwhelmed. But it might need to have some suggestions. Like if you go through it and you read it, and you go ahead and email me and say, Mark, I read the whole white paper. It's not working for me. That would be really cool. I'd be excited because I'm like, okay, like what's not working. So I'd have a short conversation with you and I'd say, what's not working? And then we'd go back in and look at like your personality, other people, like what can we do to fix it? So the other thing I do in overwhelm is I'd say, I fake myself into liking being overwhelmed. But if I can avoid it next time, I'm going to try to avoid it. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to figure out how to prevent myself from getting in overwhelm in the first place. Or I'm going to figure out how to get through it. Because I have never delivered a baby myself, I've been there for all 7 of our kids, but I've had kidney stones twice. And my wife says kidney stones are as painful, more painful from giving birth. And I don't know what giving birth is, but I do know kidney stones. So it's like giving birth. It's going to be painful physically for the mom. It just will. If she hyperventilates, she puts her own life and the baby's life at risk. Whereas if she learns how to breathe and go through it, she'll get through it faster. I believe that same thing is true with overwhelm. So, anyways, hopefully that's helpful. Anybody else have anything else today? Okay. I think Anita is going to work on getting Stephen into role 2, follow-up expert, and she'll get out some things in that. And that's going to, I think, help you, Stephen, and you'll be able to help other people. And so Mary has, the host, the founder. Jemima has goal setting, number 1. Stephen, you'd have follow-up. Homer has teacher and student. We want to get, 7 people, these 7 roles filled out. Then you have what's called an art pod. So, all right. Appreciate you all. Thank you. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.